Hey everybody, it's Denise from Changing for Good Fitness. How are you tonight? Hey, listen, I just been thinking about this all day that I wanted to kind of share a thought that I had. And it all kind of stems from this video that I watched today, and I can't remember who shared it. I think it was Mike Ryan. I want to thank you for sharing it. And it's something that I just am surprised I never heard of before, but I was so inspired by this story that it actually made such an impression on me that I've been thinking about it all day, and I've actually just made me think about why other people might use excuses in their life when I look at a story like this. So if you didn't get to see it earlier, you know what, I'm going to post a video in this blog that I'm writing so you can check it out there as well. But it was about this hockey player, and he was 25 years old, and he had a heart attack on the ice before the game even started, totally coded right there and then. Apparently he was from Canada, apparently played on the Bruins at one time. I'd never heard of him, but apparently he went down to a minor league team and was playing in a game, totally healthy kid, ends up coding on the ice, full-blown CPR. These guys, paramedics, worked on him for 83 minutes. He was out, and it's just a miracle that he survived. So you get caught up in this kid's story, and then you're like, what's he going to be like when he wakes up? And I don't want to give away the whole thing because I want you guys to watch it, but it just blew me away on how he recovered from this, from what happened to him, and what he ended up having to deal with afterwards, and how he approached everything and how he approached his life. I actually, I said to Eddie, I go, have you ever heard of this kid? I never heard of him. I think his name is Cunningham. If you guys have heard of him, let me know. But I was just blown away by his story, so I thought, you know what, everybody should watch this. But it made me think of what inspires people enough to not make excuses. And this kid had every excuse in the book not to even do anything, or to even get up every day. I mean, it was what he went through, but his attitude, the positive attitude, I just thought, wow. I think, why can't we all have that attitude? I talk to people a lot about, getting going on a program, or, doing fitness or eating well. And when we all do it, we all make excuses along the way. And I try to catch myself a lot now. I used to make excuses more than I try to do that I do right now. But, and it's like, why is that? Why is some people have excuses and others don't? Others go for it. They don't, they're not going to let life get them down, and others don't. So I just find it interesting, but I think it is all, it is mindset, and I think we have the opportunity to change that mindset. Like, my new friend Tony Robbins said, we can change it in a heartbeat, right? Our bad attitudes or negative attitudes towards whatever. So, it's kind of inspired me to kind of put my thoughts down, so I'm going to write my blog about it. I'll post it a little bit later, but I didn't know, like, maybe you guys can share what motivates you. Like, I know other things that do, like, I think of people that have gone through something, and I know it didn't get them down to the point that they just gave up. Like, I remember a story, Tony Horton, how I love him. He ripped his bicep off. It just popped right off his arm, his muscle there, and I remember him saying, guess how many days of working out I missed? 1, the day I had surgery. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, why wouldn't you have taken more of a time off and to heal? And he goes, well, there's other parts of my body that I can work. And I thought, that's really true. Like, he just basically modified everything else, did everything that he couldn't use his arm, but did everything else. And I thought, that's kind of a cool attitude. And, I really thought of that when I hurt my knee this year. And I know that could have been a reason for me to just say, you know what, forget it. I'm not going to work out for a couple of weeks because I got to heal my knee. And I just tried to do other workouts that didn't affect my knee. Things I could do sitting down or laying down or in plank or whatever. And, I think that's, trying to have an attitude like that can be really helpful when things happen in your life where you feel like you can't control that, but it's nice to feel like you have that control, right? So I was curious, what motivates you guys to, or maybe you have a story like that something happened in your life or something happened to a friend that it motivates you and you just say, well, I'm not going to make an excuse because my body does work and it does function, and I bet my friend would love to be able to work out like I can. I think of that too. I have a few friends who, one's in a wheelchair, one's on a walker, and just was hit with a disease that she couldn't help, and sometimes I work out for her because I know she can't. So things like that motivate me. So I was curious what motivates you guys. I'll put some other tips, things that I do in my blog so you can check it out. But that was a thought on my mind, and I just wanted to come and share that, and maybe inspire you guys to not make an excuse too. All right, everybody. That's all I had tonight, but I just wanted to say hello, and I hope everyone's having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Hey, make it your best life. Bye.